Are you ready, Mark?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the City of Kingston Historic Landmark Preservation Commission meeting. My name is Suzanne Cahill. I'm the Planning Director for the City of Kingston. Before we start the meeting, I just want to go over a couple of very quick announcements for everybody. If you do have a cell phone on you, I'm just going to ask that you please place it on silent so that it does not interfere with our meeting. If we do have an emergency, I ask that you please use the stairs and not the elevator. If you need assistance, just ask us and we will help you. If you have any conversations that are not with the commission itself, then we just please ask you to take them outside of the room. You can go use the chambers, or there is another conference room on the opposite side of the building. Also on the opposite side of the building are the restrooms. So you go through the chambers. Once you go through on the opposite side, men's is to the left and women's is to the right. That being said, I want everybody also to be aware that the meeting is being live streamed and it is being recorded. So I want you all to be aware of that and cognizant of that and respect other speakers. And with that, I'm going to turn the meeting over to Chairman Grumbler to introduce the other members of the commission and staff at 6:31 p.m.
Good evening, all. My name is Mark Grunblatt. I chair Historic Landmark Preservation Commission meeting. I'm going to ask our staff and members to introduce themselves for the record. I'll start here with you, Robert.
Robert Tonner, Commission.
Nettie Morano, Commissioner.
I'm Ethan Dickerman. I'm the Preservation Administrator.
Sue Cahill, Planning Director.
Kevin McAvoy, Commissioner. Eric Winchell, Commissioner.
All right, thank you kindly. I would note, let's see, I believe we've only received one public comment, and that's from Friends of Historic Kingston.
Right. Just,
Do you want me to read this into the record or just acknowledge it?
just acknowledge it. It has been posted on the website under this project. So it is for 207 Delaware Avenue, the nomination to local register.
Right, for the Quartz Hose Company Engine number 8 house. All right. And first order of business is adoption of last month's minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review them? Are there any additions, corrections? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion that we adopt the minutes.
So moved, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Eric, for the second. Hearing no discussion, I'll call the roll. Robert?
Aye.
Nettie?
Aye.
Kevin?
I
Eric?
wasn't here last month though, but
You abstain.
no, I think under Robert's rules.
Yeah, you may, as long as you, I mean,
Yeah,
you
no objection.
satisfied yourself that,
I was on the YouTube.
yes, as I recall.
Yeah.
Eric?
Aye.
I also agree. Next up is,
Just interject, we have a alderwoman, Marelli.
yay!
Our county council liaison, so just wanted to introduce her. She is our
Liaison with city council and also a former member of the commission. Vice chair, as I recall.
yeah.
All right. All right, so, next up, 207 Delaware Avenue. Are folks here on that, or should I skip that and go to new business? Since we have other members of the public here.
No, I think you want to have your public hearing first because it was published.
Okay. All right, so this is regarding the J.N. Quartz Company Engine number 8 building at 207 Delaware Avenue. Is anyone here on that?
Anyone like to speak?
Would anyone like to address, have an opinion that they'd like to express to us on nominating this as a local landmark? All right, hearing none, I will move that we close the public hearing. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Nettie. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Robert?
Aye.
Nettie?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
I also vote yes. Well, that was quick. Moving right along.
You want to make a report on that now or discuss that now, or do you want to discuss that after?
I think we should probably address the concerns of the folks who are here
Okay.
before we do further deliberation on the nomination. 105 of Beale Street.
Yes, sir.
Well, hi there.
Hello.
I am well. If you would come up and have a seat, tell us your plans. And give us a quick overview of what you're intending.
Yes, I do.
Introduce yourself to the record.
Ezra Aline, I'm here to represent the Beale Street Rentals and West Union Rentals. We're here asking for an extension for 1 year on the project you already approved. We had to have some things need to take place financially and some other things, launch the OSI project. So we're here asking for an extension from the prior approval.
Okay. Let's see, remind me where we are in 105.
So it was a 6-unit affordable housing, ADA building located on West Union
It
Street.
was the
in
building,
parking
it was the
lot.
property that went through from a Beale
Ah.
Union, and it was the backside of the West Union, faces West Union Street. If you remember, there's a picture of a rendering of what you had approved. It was 6 units.
So this is sort of down the block from the old, is that Christian Scientist?
Yeah, right on the corner. There's a church on the corner, yes.
Yeah, okay, I know where we are now, thank you. All right, so does anyone else remember voting for this? This is important. Any questions for the applicant on the extension? That's the glory of historic landmark.
Thank you.
We are used to things taking time. So, I will move that we approve, state and right. I will entertain a motion that we declare this type 2 action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act. I move. Oh, I'll take that as a motion. Do we have a second down there?
Second.
All right, thank you, Eric. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Robert?
Aye.
Nettie?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
I also vote yes. Now, to the motion itself. I move that we approve the 1-year extension on this
Which is
site.
appropriate.
Did we call it that at that time? Yes. I was trying to remember we had different terminology years back. At 105 of Beale Street.
So just mention the new expiration date will then be February 5th of 2027.
Okay. I'll accept that as an amendment to my motion. Do I hear a second?
No.
You know. I'm polite. Eric won. I'll call the roll on the motion as amended. Robert?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, shoot.
Time wise, what are you looking at, do you think?
We're looking to have it started by July 1st. Hopefully have everything lined up, ready to go.
Great.
All right, Robert?
That's an aye.
I guess so. Nettie?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
I also vote yes. Thank you. Good luck. I'm not sure which things we have to piece together, but this must be a crazy time to pull finance.
I'm not gonna say anything about the interest rates.
Don't want to jinx it. All right. Thank you. Next up, 312 Fair Street. This is the Senate House.
Yeah, now let's go back to Marcus with the Fireman's Board. So let's go
Oh.
back to,
Yeah. Let's double back then to Delaware Avenue. Well, hi.
Hi.
Welcome. If you would come on up and introduce yourself for the record.
The president of the Fireman's Museum. And was working with Sue and Ethan on getting everything together for the building for courts at the landmark, historic landmark designation for it. With that, it seems very appropriate, considering a lot of the former members of the department and the community in general down there. Most of the fire departments in the city were very community based. And even with this being the last volunteer station in the city to be open, and to be shut down, it took the structure, the way that it appears for the community and for the people in the area to be able to go by and at least still be able to see a physical structure that they have memories of, even if it's not an active firehouse. And with the museum, we preserve all of the paper history, the track, that goes back to the day it was organized in 1894 up to the day it was shut down 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago now. We have all of their records, all of their documents from then, photographs, lists of members, the original members that were there, member certificate for John Ports, who was very instrumental in forming the department, which I don't know if everybody realized, it almost didn't happen because when they went to organize it, the Common Council didn't feel the need to have a second volunteer firehouse in that community because Union Hose was 3 blocks away around the corner. And he argued with them and fought to get that there. They went on to be one of the best at the time volunteer companies in the city. They were the first volunteer company in 1820 to get a motorized piece of fire equipment. And they also, I don't remember the exact date off the top of my head, were instrumental in forming the Marine unit with the fire department along with Union Hose, which was also a big thing for this area. And we have a couple of our members, were members, of course. So was one of our members, his grandfather was a member. So it has a lot of personal feelings. And just to keep the structure the way that it is, even though it's not an active firehouse anymore, it's kind of important to the community, I think, that it stays that's similar. And when we have visitors come to the museum who like to drive around town, and they will ask where some of the buildings are, even though they're not active firehouses anymore, just so they can go and see what the buildings look like. And it makes it really important to the community and the people coming to town.
Originally, they were the horse-drawn
Yes.
residents.
Yes, they originally had a horse-drawn. When they moved into that building in 1895, they organized in 1894, and they worked out of a building down closer to the brickyard. I think there's some pictures in there of the original building. Then when they moved up onto where they currently are, where the building is, John Ports, after they moved there, the parade wagon that they have, there's a photo of it. He purchased that for them.
I just want you to know, I pulled up some of the photos behind you, so
Oh, okay.
if it helps to.
Yeah. The parade wagon in the picture there, actually, he purchased for them when they moved into that building. It's actually the only, if you go around town, all of the firehouses that were built around that same time period, they all had hardwood floors. That still has the original hardwood floors in it. It's the only volunteer firehouses still had them when they closed Rapid Hose down. All the other ones, they had concrete slabs on them because of the way the equipment. That one still has the original hardwood floors in it. It just, and as far as like, I can work on preserving, like I said, the paper history of the company. The physical building is kind of out of our control, but I think as a whole, this something seems very important. All the other old firehouses still have that same kind of look to them that are in town, including the one right behind this building here. That used to be a firehouse, and still has that overall appearance of an old firehouse. It's just, and really the biggest difference when you look at the building, compared to some of the other ones, they're all kind of the same physical structure, other than like this one has a different signing over the top of it. So they do have some of them are a little bit fancier. This is one that always has a really nice appealing look to it from outside, because it's not just a brick structure, it has the nicer sign and stuff. It also still has the original town and the tower in the back of the building, which most of them do not have anymore, that have kind of shut down and gone away. So in that respect, I think it's very important to keep it. historic looking as it is. I don't know what the future buyers of the building, what their intentions are. But I think just to be able to go by it every day, and for the community and for a lot of the older members and family members to be able to at least look at that building and be able to remember, just the memories of what happened in that building over the years. So I'm sure there were some pretty interesting conversations after fires, and sometimes we were just hanging out at the building. It had to be a very interesting time just reading the minutes from them. It shows how much they take care of the community, and for the city in general. So,
And one, even, though this is much older, the social centers for lots and lots of neighborhoods, and in my history, in my little town up in the Adirondacks was up there, it was A, the laundromat, and B, the volunteer fire
Yes.
department.
Yeah.
You wanted to know what was going on.
yeah. Yeah.
That's where you wanted to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, and it is, and it's the unfortunate is because it's so hard to get volunteers now, and a lot of communities are losing that with volunteer companies. Unfortunately, that's happened here in the city. They all, due to not being able to get volunteers anymore. It makes, it does make it's kind of a loss to everybody. But I know growing up right here in Kingston near houses, every time I drive past, I remember when I was a kid going there for their bazaars that they had and the different events that they had through the course of a year. So it just does at least be able to go by the building and kind of think about that for the community and for a lot of their members that are still around. A lot of them are older now and have long retired, but it is kind of nice. So.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing that information with us,
You're welcome.
and for agreeing to be the caretaker.
Yeah,
Those sorts.
it's fun. It's an interesting piece to learn a lot over the years, just in general about the city and
Do you have anything on the old firehouse on Beale Street that became Steve Yarbeck's office next to?
what used to be Rusty O'Connor at Cornell House.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. We have a lot of information about that. Also, my great grandfather was a member. He worked at that firehouse.
Ah.
Years in the early 1930s. And so, then my grandfather was a member of Rapid Hopes, which is right up the street from there. But again, if you need any information, feel free to reach out.
That's great to know.
One thing I just want to, at the board meeting, it was mentioned, we talked about this, at the meeting, and, the bell. And we should put something in the resolution there. The bell is still in the tower. And the bell we should recommend that the city demand that bell stay at that location, that it not be taken out, sold, transferred to any other location, that it remain on site.
We should probably, in the landmark designation,
Yeah.
research, it should be noted there. But then, as you said, also in the
Yeah,
resolution.
that was something that,
Right, yeah,
Robbie brought up.
yeah.
And that was a good point.
Yeah, the building on Beale Street, that, I know that was sold a long time ago by the city, but from what I've read in the papers that I have, even from that, one of the things written in there was that bell had to remain in the building, and it's still in the tower, on that building on Beale Street. So yeah, they are. If you go back, I have records on like all of the bells or all the departments, actually, when they were made, the company that place that made it and stuff. Also.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you.
You're welcome. If anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out. We're more than open to be able to share any information. Once we can, if you want to come to the to the museum, if you haven't been, in the spring when we reopen for the season, feel free to, even if you need to reach out, if it's time that we're not open. We are more than willing to open up for folks to come in and look around anytime.
That's great to know. Thank you. And also, I'm remembering about 15 years ago, there was some structural work that needed to be done, and how's that holding up?
It's gotten there. Had to roof it on the building a couple of years ago, which was a big plus for us. Things are getting, work is getting done on the building as we need it. It's getting there. Everything is going really well with it. I work with Sue. She's been great. The city, the common council, the mayor, everybody has been very good working with us when we need stuff. So it's been very good.
All right, that's great to hear.
So
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
In addition to Mark, I just wanted to highlight that Commissioner McAvoy and Alderwoman Marvelli contributed to this document. I don't know if either of you wanted to speak to some of the findings of your research or contributions.
I would defer to Marissa.
All right, Marissa.
Marissa.
Yeah, you've been called out by Ethan.
I put you on the stage. I highlighted that you contributed to this report. And if there was anything you wanted to share,
No, I'm just really very glad to see this designation go forward, and I look forward to championing it as a resolution before the Common Council, which is the last step before it can be properly designated. I also, if we have the press reach out for more information, if maybe we might have them talk to you and you can provide some more information. Yeah, definitely. I think that would be helpful. Thank you.
I have a question. Maybe it's covered already. Is there any way to stipulate that the bell be preserved there? Or if not, transfer to the Fireman's Museum?
I think.
I
But
mean, the preference would be that it be preserved in place.
Right.
And it remain there, and I think that is something they should put in the resolution.
Yeah.
As Ethan said, I think it is important to recognize it in the report. We can amend the report before we send it to council and, we go forward with
The
the
Common Council hasn't approved a sale yet, so
Okay.
we could,
Yeah,
we need to talk to other staff and see what the language would be if we were to go that route. Talk to corporate.
yeah, I just don't want to, we don't want to see it removed, and taken down, and that has happened in other locations, and, it's very unfortunate, because it's a significant component, it's very visible to the public, and, unique.
so just like what you said, this is a view of the building looking eastward, and the bell is squarely visible from the public right away.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that covers it. That should cover it.
Hopefully.
HLPC has supported
we do what we can. All right. So tonight we need to send to approve
Yeah.
the designation, and then send that approval as amended. Are you gonna add that language?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a section
So,
that would be great.
so the sale has not yet been approved. The city will have to approve the designation. If I'm wondering if a deed restriction regarding the bell would be something common council would consider. I think they should. I think it's something we can request.
I could say by deed restrictive.
Covenant,
covenant.
yeah.
And/or landmark protection.
What?
And/or landmark protection.
Yeah,
Which you solve that in the resolution.
and at this point, we are recommending the designation to common council. So if we want to specifically call something like that out,
Okay.
we can.
So I wrote that the historic bell remain in place and not be removed by deed restricted covenant and or landmark protection. So,
Yeah, and or it's just one of those great constructions. Lawyers love built and suspended.
maybe the corporation council, that language will be appropriate. And then just, we will update this to include
Correct.
recognition of the bell in here and it's the critical nature of maintaining it at this site. So we'll update this before it goes to
Right.
council.
I think it's on page 7, bells discussed, from paragraph on the bell.
Page 7. Oh, okay.
And one other component of this resolution touches upon the installation of the HLPC plaque.
Right.
So-
Yeah. And then I also just, there's a paragraph in here about the public hearing. And because we didn't have any actual speakers, I just added that the HLPC recognized the written comment from Friends of Historic Kingston and heard no opposition to recommend the common council.
I think that's reasonable.
So I just added that in. So if you, that,
Oh, boy.
first do seeker, please.
This is type 2, even though it's a recommendation, not a.
That hit recommending historic designations, yeah.
Okay, so I will entertain a motion that we declare this a type 2 action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act.
So moved, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Do I hear a second?
Second, Nettie.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Robert? I'm gonna call the roll because we're on.
Aye.
Nettie?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
I also vote yes. All right. That's as official as we can get there. And I move that we adopt the following resolution of the Historic Landmark Preservation Commission of the City of Kingston, recommending that the Common Council designate the JN Quartz Company Engine Number 8 house at 207 Delaware Avenue as a local landmark. Whereas in 2021, the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation certified a local government grant and funded an intensive level historic resources and building survey of the Wilbur and Pukaki neighborhoods conducted by Archaeology and Historic Resources LLC. And whereas the report completed by Archaeology and Historic Resources LLC in 2023 identified the JN Quartz Company Engine Number 8 house at 207 Delaware Avenue as individually eligible for listing on the state and national registers of historic places, and may also be a contributing resource to a future historic district in Pukaki. And whereas the HLPC received public comment from at least one Pukaki resident believing the JN Quartz Company Engine Number 8 house at 207 Delaware Avenue is an eligible local landmark and asking the HLPC to consider its designation. And whereas at the January 8th, 2026 meeting, HLPC, in accordance with section 40526L7, discussed the appropriateness of 207 Delaware Avenue being nominated for local landmark designation under the criteria established for local landmarking, and upon motion by Chairman Grunblatt, voted unanimously to hold a public landmark hearing at its February 5th meeting. Whereas according to section 40326L, notification of the proposed public hearing is posted in the Daily Freeman on January 22nd, 2026, and notice provided to the city clerk as the municipal owner. And whereas the HLPC held a public hearing on February 5, 2026 at City Hall, and the HLPC recognized a written comment of Friends of Historic Kingston and heard no opposition to recommend to the Common Council that they designate the JN Courts Company Engine Number 8 House at 207 Delaware Avenue as a local landmark. And whereas the HLPC finds that the proposed action is considered a type 2 action under New York and 6 under 6 NYCRR Part 617.5 C38 and is predetermined not to have a significant impact on the environment and is precluded from environmental review under Environmental Conservation Law, Article 8. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Historic Landmark Preservation Commission of the City of Kingston, New York, as follows. Section 1. We recommend that the City of Kingston's Common Council designate the JN Courts Company Engine Number 8 House at 207 Delaware Avenue a local landmark. Section 2. That the historic bell remain in place and not be removed by deed restrictive covenant and or landmark protection. Section 3. The attached report as amended shall serve as the official landmark report for the building. Section 4. The city shall install a brass landmark plaque at ground level on the building's street-facing facade once formal designation is completed. Section 5. Per section 405-26L7F of the city's form-based zoning code, the JN Courts Company Engine Number 8 House at 207 Delaware Avenue shall have interim protection under Historic Landmark Preservation Commission law and rules. All right, section 6, this resolution shall take effect immediately and remain in full effect upon adoption by Common Council. Do I hear a second? Thank you. A mouthful then. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Robert?
Aye.
Nettie? Kevin?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
I also vote yes. Yay. All right, it's gonna have to make the rounds for signatures. Is there any other business to come before us? I see historic preservation of the village program update.
We call clarification, the letter of support for the state and national register of nomination out there. The Senate and Congress and when you're doing candidates, the state will granted an award for capital improvements, but part of that grant award also required in the competitive update. The period of significance has expanded to include the I believe it is a bicentennial and the associated celebrations, movements to commemorate the nation's early history. We prepared a letter of support for the commission to consider sending up to the state board for review.
Okay. All right, so do you have a draft of said letter and is this essentially everything that?
I do one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So the summary statement of significance is being amended to track these additional historical facts from the time of the revolution. All right, all of this makes sense to me. Everyone take a moment, read through this if you would. Eric, do you need a copy? It's
I think I have it written.
okay.
Yeah.
A question here, one. 6 or 7. What's going on within the state apostrophe and conflict? Are we saying still fighting the state, or is there something missing?
That could be that could just be a grammatical error in
Okay, so we'll.
copying of that.
Okay.
Those direct associations with.
It looks like a typo.
Efforts. And the states. No, but probably states association.
Yeah.
Role.
That role would be probably the,
Yeah. It's right here. Yeah, the kind of. Final.
7, line 7, starts with political efforts to support the colonists' war against England, and then the states something or other. Something got dropped there, I'm pretty sure. So I think states' role makes a lot of sense.
This is just a copy and paste though, right?
It was a copy and paste, but the file that it was being pulled from was imperfect. Those direct associations with New York's political, at least was the colonists' war against England, and the state's prominent role in the conflict.
Well, let us go ahead and point that out. Prominent.
So we can serve on several.
So if you want to hang out after the meeting, we'll go down and change this and present a copy.
And then I can
And you can
sign.
sign.
All right, let's run through and see if there's anything else that jumps out. Okay, that's the only thing I see. Right. I'll entertain a motion that I be empowered to sign this letter to. Really?
Sounds administrative.
Really? I would have guessed it was exempt. Huh,
No, that is exempt. Type 2 is exempt.
okay. From even having to say so. All right. I remember.
Any action that you.
Yeah, okay. Type 2, I'll trust you on that. Fair enough. Yeah, even warned me under the recommendation. All right, I'll entertain a motion that we declare this a type 2 action under seeker.
Sorry.
Well, I'm gonna call that a motion.
I make the motion.
You'll move.
I'll move.
Second.
So moved and seconded. All right, hearing no further discussion, I'll call the roll. Robert?
Aye.
Nettie? Kevin?
Aye.
Eric? I also vote yes. And moving right along, I'm going to move that it be empowered to sign a letter with the amendment as discussed here to the New York State Board for Historic Preservation and whoever else may be interested. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Robert?
Aye.
Nettie?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
I also vote yes. And then I will hang out to sign it as amended. All right, committee, our award program committee. Robert,
What?
what's the news? What's been going on?
Well, we did the first little draft of this. And then, everybody looked at if we had a meeting, it was very productive. I think we're narrowing it down to really concise. Yeah, I read them, it looks good to me. It's descriptions of, what we're looking at, what the awards will be and all that.
Mhm. All right. And do you think you need more meetings, or do you think you want to handle this kind of passing drafts around to folks?
I think no more meeting. No,
I understand that.
I think it's, it's pretty straightforward, I think.
You think it's in shape?
And I also think that, we may have to go a year, or, try it once or twice.
Right, to get sort of a,
Get the budget up.
yeah,
But this was, really looked at other things to, your work a little bit. But, we looked at other cities and based it on what other people have done. So I think we're in good shape.
All right. So do we want to present it more formally at next month's and vote on it there?
didn't we want to vote on it tonight because we want to get information out to the public for nominations, because May is historic preservation month. And we want to get our towards then, so we need to get our little
Right, and the resolution,
nomination.
we're gonna be in front of public government, the end of the month, so hopefully they'll agree and accept recommend that the resolution go to the council to designate May as Historic Preservation Month, in perpetuity. So this year will be the first one, and we'd like to do our first awards this year too.
All right, so what do we need to vote on to get this ball rolling?
Basically, you just want to adopt this as your policy for the award.
All right. So let me give that a date and read it into the record.
No, you have to read it. I mean, everybody
Well-
should have received a copy of it on your email, where you've read through it. Does anybody have any comment or want to make any changes to it? I know the committee members saw it first before it went back out again to everybody, so, that really leaves Kevin and Eric, if you have anything.
I'm not sure I got it.
Yeah,
I'm very sure it was.
I saw one thing, but I'm not sure I
It
saw.
would have been in the same email with the staff notes.
Oh, all right, okay, all right. For the February meetings,
Correct.
then I should have kind of then. I was looking for the story on my phone, looking. Well, I don't want to hold meetings.
Does council have oversight on how we?
Yeah, there it is. I got it.
Designating May as Preservation Month needs to go to the General Government Committee, Public Safety and General Government, which I'm on.
That's, I can know that.
Yeah.
I will be happy to help draft a resolution that they can vote on. It's more than just saying, it's basically like we're making the case for why preservation is valuable and important worth celebrating, so we can build that into the resolution.
The resolution that, I would hope that the resolution that the Landmarks Commission adopted themselves will be the
Yeah.
basis of the
So maybe
council's
we should
resolution.
draft that this month, so
Yeah.
that March.
It should come out of the committee in March and go to council, or come out of the committee in February, because it's on the February committee agenda.
If the next meeting's at the end,
Right, so then those resolutions would go to the March council meeting.
so because I was confusing, so you don't. Does the commission need to vote on the resolution?
I think we need to vote on,
The commission voted on the resolution last month, so that
Okay.
was already raised
Just
to
the
communication,
language.
and it got referred.
so we would be adopting this as our proposal to be forwarded to common council.
No, I don't, it's your program, if this is your program. you
So we don't have oversight from, so if what awards we choose, who we choose, we don't, they're not oversight for that, we just get to do
No,
it.
this is your commission's
This is in
program, your
Okay, good. So we get to give the award. This is not the city as a whole giving the award.
Yeah, the commission is giving the awards.
Got it.
Yes.
That's an
It's a
important
neat
point.
idea, too.
All right. Well, this is exciting. Then we should vote on forwarding the proposal that may be,
That's done. You did that last month.
oh, then life is good.
Yeah, this is, you did the resolution to recommend that may be designated Historic Preservation Month. You did that last month. That communication has already been sent to the Common Council. It's going to the committee this month. Hopefully, they will accept it and move it out of committee as a resolution to go to the council at the beginning of March for adoption. And that will take care of that. This is a separate and distinct action of the commission. This is to establish the awards program, which you agreed upon. We set up the subcommittee. Committee met during the course of the past month to prepare this document so that you, as a group now, can say, this is the program that we want to adopt and accept. So that's what you make a motion to do tonight.
Okay.
After you do-
Then I want to note that there is a date saying that must be received by February 25th of each year.
That's in your, yeah, but that's in that will be your.
Right.
policy.
Oh, right. Are we going to, I mean, oh, so we just get to announce this. The fact that May is the official historic preservation month is totally separate, doesn't.
Correct. There you go.
So, and are we comfortable with February 25th as being good for this year, or do we need to tinker with that?
No, I think that's what we talked about in committee. We kind of laid out the timeline and we were comfortable with that as, you know,
Okay,
that's a goal. And you need to establish that goal. If you go a couple of days in another direction, I don't think that's gonna matter.
right. Okay, then I will move that we adopt the written
Secret for.
Oh, it's gonna drive me tonight. Did they change the definition of exempt while I wasn't looking? All right, yeah, obviously, or I just can't remember any. All right, then I will entertain a motion that we declare this to be a type 2 action under seeker.
So moved, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Do I hear a second?
Second, Nettie.
Oh, she's quick. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Robert,
Aye.
Nettie,
Aye.
Kevin,
Aye.
Eric. I also vote yes. Now, I move that we declare the proposed
Just you're approving the historic preservation
Preservation award.
program framework as attached, and that will be it.
Okay,
As presented, you can say as
as
presented.
presented to the HLPC. Do I hear a second? There, I'm awarding it to Kevin. You were quick, but I think he was quick. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Robert,
Aye.
Nettie, Kevin,
Aye.
Eric. I also vote yes.
There we go. Okay.
All right, now, do I actually have to ask the speaker on a motion to adjourn? I get it. Something needs to remain exempt. Or, no, I should first ask, are there any further business that anyone would like to bring before the commission?
Do we need a Wilbur update? Or,
I think we can do that at the next meeting because we'll have a draft by tomorrow and then a packed meeting the following Friday.
yeah, right.
All right. Then I'm gonna entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Eric. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Robert. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.